Hello, everyone. We are thrilled to announce the launch of our new record label, T.H.S.A. Records.
That's right, Elaine. T.H.S.A. Records stands for The Holy Spirit Abides, and we are an independent record label focused on uplifting Christian, gospel, and inspirational music.
You know, as an independent artist ourselves, we understand the struggles that come with getting your music out there. That's why we created T.H.S.A. Records to offer artists development, music distribution, recording, production, branding, and so much more.
We are also proud to be a Black-owned and woman-owned business with a mission to empower and support independent artists.
At T.H.S.A. Records, we believe that music has the power to change lives, and we want to create a platform for artists to share their music with the world.
Whether you're a new artist looking to break into the industry or an established artist looking for a new home, we are here for you.
We are excited to announce that we already have several talented artists on our roster, and we can't wait to share their music with you.
So, if you're an independent artist looking for support and guidance in your music career, come join us at T.H.S.A. Records. Let's make some beautiful music together. Welcome, everyone. How are you? We are so glad to be back.
Yes, where are my people?
Yes, come on in the room, everybody. I'm excited to be here tonight. We took a couple, not really, we did a lot in May. We were on every week in May. Yeah, we
were on every week in May, but we were out in those streets.
Yeah.
Singing everywhere.
Yeah.
You had your schedule, I had my schedule.
Yeah, we had Davis tent and Elaine had some gigs and events and services she had to sing at, but we are back and we're here tonight. We are gonna interview our friend. I don't want to even tell y'all yet because I got some other stuff to talk about. So anyway, y'all should have seen the flyer anyway. But anyway, Davis tent was amazing. So
I had a wonderful time.
Make sure you sign up next year. We're always looking for worship leaders and intercessors and musicians. I mean, it's just amazing. Like they just gelled it. Like it's a worship atmosphere. That's what we do. We worship, we intercede, we read the word, and that's it. There's nothing else that happens the whole entire weekend. We were in Cornerstone Community Church in Vineland, and I like to give Pastor Ralph Graves Jr. and his congregation a shout out for hosting us this year. It was amazing. Everything we ever wanted. Oh, you guys all right? Do you need this? Do you need that? They were awesome hosts. And so I had been praying about being able to have a church that would be willing to partner with us, because if we had that, then we'd have a general location, and I believe that it would begin to expand and do a lot better. But and so I talked to Pastor Graves on Sunday, because Sunday was the last day, and so we're gonna have some conversations about making that happen. So Vineland would be like our hub. And I think we should still move around during the year, just to let people give people an idea to other churches that are willing to host us, let people get used to what Davis Tent is about. But I explained it before, and it's just nothing like just being able to worship God uninterrupted. It's just consistent.
That's what I really love, the continuity of it. Yeah. And like you said, there's no fluff. It just was continuous. It was the word, it was a prayer, it was singing. It was the word, it was the prayer, it was worship. I mean, the continuity of it is wonderful. And what people may not know, even though you advertise it, you are the point of contact, correct?
Yes, I am.
So anybody that's interested, don't feel like, oh, I can't, I'm not that person, or blah, blah, blah.
It is not even that environment. It is not. A lot of people, a lot of the worship leaders that I asked, they was like, I don't know if I could sing for 2 hours straight. Okay, you get up there, and before you know it, 2 hours is gone, because you get into the presence of God, and it's like, because they're so used to, you get your 15 minutes and church 20, or whatever. If the Holy Spirit take over, you might get a half hour, but it's 15 and get off the stage. A lot of times that's the way services are,
Yeah.
structured and things like that. And so they're
Hmm.
like, I don't know if I got 2 hours worth of songs. Let me tell you something. Neither do we. But the Holy Spirit starts downloading songs right to you right then and there.
It was
You hit
wonderful.
that frequency of heaven, is not absolutely nothing like it. Nothing like it if you're a worshiper. And I just encourage all of you to, who are out there listening and who are interested, to just hit us up. I'm actually putting together a focus group of worshipers this year, so that I don't have, me and my sisters don't have to do all the singing. Like
All the work.
if someone is missing, we have to fill in that gap, not on
Right.
just our slot, because the worship never stops. So
Right.
by Sunday, I'm like, I am spent, like no voice, no nothing, like just can't do, if somebody doesn't come or if somebody doesn't fill that spot. And so I'm the Holy Spirit led me to just put a clarion call out to worshipers and intercessors, so that we can have enough people, and you don't have to come the whole entire weekend. Although once you experience it, you will want to, because I used to say that I'm not staying the whole weekend,
Yeah.
and now I'm the director of the state of New Jersey. But yeah,
July. What is July's date?
July. Well, actually, we're done. June, when we do the first weekend, when we do
Oh,
the
okay.
whole weekend, we're done for the year. We take a break and we regroup, and then we start again in January. So from
Oh, okay.
July to like January, there's meetings, there's, so because everybody has other things going on.
Got it. Got it.
So we meet, we organize, we recruit staff members. That's what we do from July to January. And then in January, you'll start hearing about it, and
Okay.
churches that are going to host us and those type of things. And so this year, what we'll be doing is I'm going to be working with the focus group of people. People already started signing up. So we need
Uh-huh.
musicians, we need singers, we need intercessors, and anyone who likes to read the word. We My sister had the prayer tent outside the church on Saturday, and she was out there praying for homeless people. And we have a
Yeah.
table where we give away free things, like like Bibles and word scriptures, pamphlets, and clothing, whatever is donated to us. We have a table that we set up for the whole weekend, and we give away things for free. And there's also communion. So we
Right.
were blessed this year to actually lay hands and pray for healing for two people during David's tent. One
Okay.
was your sister-in-law, and we prayed for her back. And then we
Oh,
prayed
yeah.
for Art Savano. He was one of the worship leaders who
Oh, I
came,
remember
and
Art.
we prayed and we had communion with him for his illness. And so we are believing God for a great testimony from those people, because
Yes.
I know what his healing hand can do. And so we're excited about that. Um, that's David's tent, you guys. We
Yeah.
had our last interview was with Dr. Gerald Smith, and he's been nominated for it's OWR award,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So go and um,
Vote.
vote. It's out on Facebook. It was a great interview. He is an author, and so he's been nominated. I believe Kamani, I saw a flyer where Kamani's been nominated as well for
Yeah. And
OWR award.
yes, and he's graduating for his certification in what he specializes in his job, which so
Yeah.
that's really cool too.
Yeah.
Um,
So go and support us. I tell you guys all the time, hey Melinda, how are you? I tell you guys all the time, if y'all don't support us, we don't have no support. Independent means independent. That means we're
yes.
doing it ourselves. We don't have a record label behind us or anything like that. So go and support the artists. Vote, vote, vote for them. They've been on the show. You know what they're about. You know the validity of their ministries. So they've told it to you themselves. So go and vote for them and continue to support them. And we appreciate you all so very much.
Yeah. I have two
Um,
things. What else you
yeah,
got?
go ahead.
Two things. Want to thank Doug, Elder Doug Karstoffen. I had the opportunity to worship with him and the old fashions on Sunday.
Yeah, you were telling me.
It was just so sweet. It was such a sweet worship um, in the house, Wesley AME Church
Oh
in
yeah,
Camden. It was
yeah,
wonderful. The pastor was wonderful. They made you feel so welcome. So it was just a wonderful, sweet spirit. Um, also, we UMAC is celebrating. Where this is the second time, so it's like a happy birthday. It's first anniversary, first birthday. So we're
yeah,
going back for the second time for United Music and Arts Conference. If you would like to bless the conference, uh, you can go to the website, United Music and Arts Conference, and Cash App to bless the conference and all that it's got going on. We've dropped
yeah,
some new flyers out there. Bishop Trotter is going to be there. Looks like Lamont's going to be back, and Lucinda Moore. Oh, I love her. And oh, Bishop Hezekiah Walker. Good God. And Bishop Trotter, as I said, and just a whole host of wonderful, great gifts and talents. I'll be singing, so I'm looking forward to that, and it's going to be a great experience. So
that's
we're looking
awesome.
forward to heading out there. But if you want to be a blessing to the conference, go ahead. Hey,
Hey
Jermaine,
Jermaine,
what else you got?
get your T-shirt, get your UMAC T-shirt. You can go online and order them. I believe so. I think I
I
saw.
ordered ours.
Okay, cool. I think I saw it on their website. What is the website?
It's the deadline was June 6th.
Oh, for a
So
T-shirt.
yeah.
Oh wow. I'm glad you ordered mine.
Hi, Sharon
Hello,
Green.
Sharon. How are you?
She's from New York.
Yeah,
She's
so
under Bishop Jameson.
I think I hit on everything. If you're in the New England area, I will again be the worship arts leader for the New England Prophetic Conference, which is happening August, and we'll tell you some more about that. It's happening August. We begin August 4th through August 12th. And when I tell you it's intense, it's intense. Oh my God, I was like, it was last year was my first time being in charge of the worship and praise for the conference, and it was such a wonderful blessing. Hi, Yaritza. I met her there. Awesome worshiper. Yes.
Awesome.
And so if you're going to be in the Bloomfield, Hartford, Windsor, Connecticut area between August 4th and August 12th, please register for the New England Prophetic Conference. It would be, you will not regret it. When I tell you that word that them pastors and them prophets were bringing last year, and our theme is, can you just believe?
Wow.
I know, right? We got to get from that thing where I think God can do it, to where we know God can do it.
Can you
You know,
just
I
believe?
know God can do it. He has a proven track record. So we got
Yes.
to get past that. Oh, I guess he'll do it for me. And oh, well, all of that. No, these are the days to be bold like Elijah. Be bold in the Lord, and
Yes.
just go forth and know and believe what God has placed in you, and that it
Yes.
is really what he placed in you. Walk upright before him and
My
go get
God.
what God has for you to get, and be what God needs you to be in this earth. They are groaning for it. So without
Yes.
further ado, because y'all know I could go on for
Honey.
encourage you how to just go forth and do it for God. But without further ado, we're going to bring our special guest. He's been on our show before. He is a wonderful man of God and
Oh,
such an anointed musician,
yes,
and
Lord.
he is an author. And so we are here
Yes.
tonight to talk about his book,
I
The
think
Broken.
I think he's an undercover preacher too.
He is, and he's a prophet. Let me tell you why.
Yes, he
Because
is.
he been sending us these things like during through the week, and he don't send them every day.
No,
Like
and I appreciate it.
who else does that to me? Tomar.
Yes.
Exactly when I need it, and it's always what I need to read. Like
Yes.
I be feeling like this, and then Gary will send a text through my phone, and it'll be like, "Oh, thank you, God.
A
Thank you, Holy Spirit."
blessing.
Yes,
A
right on
blessing.
time. Right
Right
on
on time.
time. So he's a prophet too, y'all. Don't let him fool you. He got a lot going on, but he's an anointed man of God, and we're going to bring him on so we can have a great conversation.
We're going to talk about his book.
Yes. Hi. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Let me
Hey,
tell you,
preacher.
Katrice, you were preaching so wonderfully. I was about to pull my checkbook out. Like I think it's offering time in the section. Lord have mercy.
Yes,
Honey.
yes. How are you?
I am well. I tell you, I am
Awesome,
just
awesome.
honored and humbled even to be with you guys tonight. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here with you.
Yes, yes. We are glad you're here.
And
I
listening to all
know.
those announcements, I mean, it is so much going on in the
We
gospel.
do have a lot going.
Yeah, a lot, a
Yeah.
lot going on.
Yes.
COVID ain't got nothing on you.
I know that's right.
But yeah,
You know,
look, Gary,
it's just
it's
a
like this.
blessing.
That's why we take a break every now and then from this,
Yeah.
so we can regroup and get our heads together and just make sure we're not doing too much, because you can be
Yeah.
too busy and miss the actual thing that God needs you to be doing,
Yeah,
you know.
my mother
Right.
used to say, "You're busy doing nothing." That's what
Yes.
she would say. She said,
Yes,
"You're too busy. What are you doing?" No, you're busy doing nothing. Get down here. Yeah, I need you to
yes,
do. So you're right. A
Something
lot of people that are
productive.
busy doing nothing, but
yes,
Yes.
are doing something awesome, and y'all are building and impacting the kingdom. And I just want to applaud you.
Praise
Thank
God.
you for stepping out and launching out. In this time of troubled waters, troubled finances
yes,
that you have
yes,
out. But as he told Peter, just keep your eyes on me.
Yes.
hmm
Yes.
Don't sink. And
hmm
I see that you clearly are keeping your eyes on Christ, and
Yes.
and while others remain in the boat because they're afraid they won't dare jump out and do what you're
You
doing.
heard that, Katrice?
yes, yes,
Yeah, that's why I know God got His hands on you. I know He got.
yes.
Praise
Praise
God.
Jesus. Glory to
So
God.
yeah, what a wonderful time it is. So I'm praying that people are really listening to those announcements and will really support and support,
Support.
support,
Mhm.
support. Even if you physically can't go, send the Cash App, send a donation,
Yes.
send someone, sponsor
Yes.
someone.
Yes,
Whatever it takes, just to let each other know that we're in this together.
Yes.
absolutely.
As I often say, we can't fix this at the casket.
Nope,
Yeah,
nope.
I'm sick of showing up.
Oh, 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 oh.
Niggas showing up at birthday celebrations, and there's like half, the building's half full, there's hardly
Yeah.
anyone there. But then at the funeral, you have to park 3 blocks away.
Yeah, yeah,
Come
yeah.
on.
I'm
You
just
can't
hoping
fix it there. Yes.
no. So I'm
That's
hoping that,
awesome.
and
Oh,
it's for one purpose. I got 2 fingers up. I'm sorry. It's for one purpose. I'm like one person. It's for one purpose, and that is to get us into the kingdom of heaven.
oh my goodness.
At the end of the day, that's all that
That's
matters.
all that.
Yes.
Naked we shall return, and that's really what it's
Yes.
all about. Jesus. It's all about ushering those into the kingdom. So I'm
I
happy
say
about.
that all the time.
Before we talk about your book,
Okay.
and folks, we're going to talk about this book. You always have events, and we want to make sure that you have an event. Is it coming up in the fall? Is it the
Yes.
back to school
Yeah, I do a
or
back to school summit. We used to call it
summit?
back to school revival when I was a kid.
Okay.
I was always back to school revival, and I dreaded it as a kid because sometimes the only kid sitting in church, your family and 3 or 4 others.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
sitting in there, and I mean, when we got in, we had to hit the knees. We were on the floor. We were there, and Jesus, 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 they were there, and they were
Right.
pouring oil on us. And as a child, I didn't understand it,
Yeah.
because my parents, they believed in the oil.
I do too. I do too. I got some right
right.
on my
I
still do.
travel with the oil.
I,
Yes,
mine's in my suitcase. Yep, it
Yeah.
travels.
yes.
So
I
we were
anoint the
always
doorpost. I anoint everything.
everything. I go around the house just like I lay hands on the dog. I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
Well, no, it's true. The dog kept getting sick, and they said, they wanted to put her down, and I got my oil. I said, oh, no, that's not going to happen. The dog ended up living for a long time. But
Wow.
yeah, but as a child, we always did this thing called Back to School Revival every September, and it was a whole week, Monday through Friday,
Uh-huh.
and it started at 7. Sometimes we get out 9:30, and as I got older, I said, you know, I want to do back to school, but I want to change it. So I
Mhm.
titled a Cover Me Summit,
Mm-hmm.
and it talks about putting on a whole the
Armor.
armor, the breastplate of righteousness.
Yes.
And what we do, we bring the kids in, we feed them from 6 to 7. I mean, foods, and sometimes have a DJ outside, depending on the weather.
Oh, okay.
And just have a lot of just fun activities happening. At 7, we bring them in, we do a worship for a few minutes. Then most times I'll bring in some form of celebrity or artist or someone to talk to them, encourage them, and we
Yes.
focus on their mind, focus on, when you're putting on not just your uniform, but you're putting on the armor, and we asking them to make sure that when you go back to school, what is in your backpack besides your laptop?
Notebooks and your pens and your
But
laptop.
you
Yeah.
have your word of God, you're carrying
Mm.
that back to school. And we really try to just spend that time with them. And then after that, we have a covering prayer. We pray over them. And then when it's over, we give them all love packages to take home. Some of the college
Mm.
kids end up with microwaves and, refrigerators and computers.
What's the date, Gary?
The dates this year is August 21st through the 25th.
Okay.
And it's going to be in 5 different cities this year.
That was my next thing, was that I saw one time it was in Camden. Then I saw the new date. It was in Delaware. And I'm like, I can't keep up with this guy.
Yeah,
So,
from the conception has always been in Camden, and it would always, because Camden is where I'm from,
oh,
grew up in the
yes.
city. I would never do anything outside of this city that I have not done in the city.
Yeah.
We are a city in repair, not despair.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's always been my saying for years, that we're not a city just torn up. We're a city in repair,
And
not
repair.
despair. So Monday night will be Richmond, Virginia. Tuesday night, Camden, New Jersey. This year, Wednesday should be Dallas, Texas. Thursday, Philadelphia, and Friday will be Wilmington, Delaware. So those actual dates will go out. And
Thursday is Philly.
Thursday, Philly. All that will go out on the flyer soon. And again, because this is not a profitable business,
Right.
this comes from the hard working class people. So we always are asking for help, donations,
Where's the last city?
Last city is Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay.
Delaware.
Yes.
And there's a Cash App.
Yeah, I'm a little ghetto and old fashioned. So they just Cash App Gary Diggs. And then I'm working on all the other fancy stuff, later. But
trust me, I'm real old fashioned.
It just because it's kind of a one man managing shop, and I having all these hands and stuff, because I don't ever want to misappropriate anything.
Absolutely.
I'm cautious about having a lot of hands and stuff, because I never ever want to be caught in scandals with foolishness. I don't mind if people have rumors to say about me. I just try to make sure that I'm not part of what they're saying. So I just try to make sure that the integrity and the character is right. But yeah, so that week, and then last year we watched a few kids get saved.
Amen.
And that was just a thing, because we got to remember, once our children leave our homes, that's it until 6, 7, 8 hours later.
Yes.
How much harm? I know the shooting and stuff is out there, but just the eye sockets of what they're seeing, what they're exposed to, the kids sitting next to them on the school bus. And
that's right.
A lot of kids sitting next to them have been exposed to things that our children, we hope, will never even see until they're
exactly.
But because this is the world that we live in and so much is going on,
yes,
got to make sure that we are covering our children and sending them out the door.
Yes.
Just to make sure they're covered. And you can never have enough prayer.
Never
have enough prayer. I get it. Give them a backpack. That's nice. Give them some pens and pencils and erasers and crayons and, all the tools that they need for school. Wonderful. Great. Give them some sneakers. Give them some uniform. That's all great. But if we cannot put a mask over this mind and we got masks for, hand sanitizer. We got that. Put a mask over the mouth. We don't want to when people cough now, everybody backing up really, because nobody wants to go. I get all that. But we got to make sure that we're putting a mask over this mind.
Yes.
That mind stayed on him. We're going to make sure we put the mask over the ears, so that way they're not hearing all kind of
yes.
And we want
mental
to make sure
health is real.
Mask over their eyes because of stuff they're seeing.
Yes.
They're coming home asking questions that you and I were not privy to until we were grown.
Right.
That's right.
So there, so I dare not say, oh, is something wrong with the children? No, what's wrong with the parents?
That's right.
We're constantly saying, oh, these kids, they don't want to listen to these kids. But what are we doing as parents?
Yes.
We can still pray for them at home before they even leave. We can still cover them. Even my daughter's grown, but I still cover her. I still go in there. I don't care if she's on the phone now. Wait a minute, I need to lay hands on you.
Yes.
I pray over her because I want to make sure. That I'm doing all the necessary steps to protect that person who's out of this.
That's good stuff. My mom used to when we were in elementary school, my mom would write down prayers and fold them up, and we would carry them in our purses or our pockets or our little wallets or whatever, our little pencil cases or whatever. I carried those prayers with me forever. Like the paper was actually like you could. It was
know that dried out.
Yes, right.
Wow.
And if you teach your children how to pray, you will give them the best thing. You're going to fail in all kinds of ways as a parent. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to do things that you probably never even thought you would be able to do. Like you don't always get it right.
Right.
But the one thing you can do is teach your children the worth of prayer and how to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's priceless.
It's a priceless tool.
Absolutely priceless.
Yeah.
You have
without having children.
What happens because the day may come where you don't feel like praying.
That's right.
Being real transparent. They're going to come that day where you don't want to hear. And I love music. I'm a musician. This is what I do.
Yes.
Sometimes I don't want to hear a song.
That's right.
Yes.
I don't want to
silence.
Church all my life. I've been in church all my 54
Me too.
Years. So there's been times I don't want to hear a word.
Yes.
But now my daughter will walk in and say, "You good? God, we thank you right now." And she'll go praying for me. So if you put it in them, that day when your tire is flat,
yes,
or
that's so real.
You feeling a little bent,
yes,
it will come back. That return will come back.
Yes, it does.
Throw that seed into them because the return on it will come just when you need it.
Yes,
it does.
The young people that I had in our youth choir, it's funny how the people that don't have children end up being over the youth choir.
Correct.
So the young people that I had, they hated my job because I was traveling like 35 weeks out of the year. But I was there I would get it, make sure I'm there Thursday for rehearsal at 6 p.m. So God laid it on my heart I had them praying for me. Yeah. And so they're like, "Miss Elaine, well, what time is your flight? Mm-hmm. And what time are you supposed to?" And a lot of times I would get, you get stuck in Orlando.
Yes.
Because it's storming.
Yes.
And I was always stuck in Orlando or stuck in Chicago. And I would text my youth and one in particular, and I said, "I'm gonna need you to pray because I'm exhausted." Mm. And all I have is the blood of Jesus. That's all I have.
Yeah.
And I said, "I'm gonna need you to pray that Miss Elaine gets in because I'm not gonna be able to make it to rehearsal. I'm not gonna be able, it just pushes your whole week back." And poor thing, I mean, this one particular, my goddaughter, she prayed for me and prayed for me and prayed for me. And nothing but the Lord. My flight took off. I was delayed, but then it took off. And then finally, I guess my husband picked me up about 11:30 or midnight. And she texted me. She said, "Aunt Elaine, did you make it? Did you land?" I said, "Oh, yeah, baby, I landed. Thank you so much for your prayers." She says, "Okay, I got to go to bed. I have school tomorrow."
Yep, she was up tarrying. She was up tarrying.
Yes, and I'm just so grateful for that. So it's a priceless tool that we give our children because today, so much of them are just bogged down with the woes and the cares of the world that they really shouldn't be, but it's not their responsibility. A lot of things that have been put on them that are not their responsibility.
Exactly.
And I'm okay with the T-shirts and the bumper stickers and all that, fight for hour and Jesus only. I'm cool with all that stuff. But honestly, if we don't get it in them and keep going into them, going to church was not an option for me.
That's me either.
It was like, "Mom, I don't feel well." "Oh, well, thank God, because we're going to church and that's the best place for you to go." Who says that to a child? But now,
Exactly. My
but what I,
dad.
but what I realized what my parents were putting in us was, you've got to go. You've got to get to the house of God.
Yes.
And I understand. Like when I grew up, there were certain things you couldn't wear.
Yes.
There were just, and now that I'm older, and I hear sometimes people talk against some of the older teachings and stuff. I don't ever think that they meant any harm by saying that you weren't holy because you wore pants and all. I don't
Yes.
think what they were trying to do was make sure that you reverence the house of God.
Yes.
That's really what it was. I remember I was 19 years old, just had my first song out with Tri-State with Evan Hawkins, and things
Uh-huh.
really going pretty good. So, young, had a head full of hair and no gray at the time. I felt myself a little
You
bit.
feel yourself?
That particular Sunday morning, I thought I would wear a pair of jeans with a t-shirt with a suit jacket. And that's just the normal dress now. But
Right.
walk up in church, got the choir, the band, everybody's right, wonderful service. Service is over. I get home and my parents, we're having dinner. And I go upstairs. I go in my room. I come running back downstairs. Dad, Mom, what's wrong? I said, somebody broke in the house. What happened? All my suits were gone out my closet. So my mom just looked at me. I'm only one panicking because I'm trying to figure out why they're so calm. My dad said, you have one more Sunday to come to that church and look like you're going to a ball game. And he said, I don't care what you do, where you go outside of here. But when you come to this church on Sunday morning, I want you in a suit and tie on Sunday morning. And he said, if you're going to court, you will have a suit on. If you're going for an interview, you'll have a suit on.
Come
That
on.
part.
And then before,
True.
you will put it, and at the time in my head, I'm like, what that matter? I was at church. I was here. That's what I'm saying in my head. But I think what has helped me to get to 54 is because I've learned how to honor my parents.
Yes.
And obedience is still, it's the word. It's
It
the
is.
sacrifice you ever. It's the greatest
That's right.
sacrifice.
Yes,
and,
it is.
And I understood what he meant by it. He wasn't saying there was nothing wrong with the jeans. He said everything is good in this place. But I think sometimes we can get a little too casual. And I'm not
Yes.
talking about attire. I'm not talking about stuff, so don't nobody
Yes, just your
message me about
mentality.
that. Please don't message me about that. Because I'm not going to
Uh-huh.
respond. What I'm saying is I think we mentally get too casual.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we treat God like he's one of the fellas,
And we
Oh
act
my
casual.
goodness.
we boys. So not only do we dress like it, we live like that. We operate
Yes.
like that. Oh, he's I've heard people say, oh, me and God, we good like that. And I know, and I, so sometimes we need to reverence. I got to church early last week, and when I got there, normally there's no one in that early as far as in the sanctuary. So when I get in, I know my way through the sanctuary, so I'm walking all the way through. I said, I'll just turn the lights on the other end. So when I get all the way through, when I got to the other end, I said, well, I really need the lights. I'll leave them off. I'll just go into the choir room. And I thought about it, how many of us walk in church and we walk in dark and we leave out dark. The light is never turned on.
That's deep. Yeah.
Because we go in there, I know the flow of service. I know how things are going to.
Yes.
I wish y'all here tonight. I know what song to do right now. Or I know if I hit this chord, or if I wreck this way, or if I just turn sideways, or if I do one of the sprinklers, or do whatever.
Yeah.
And the preacher says, "We know I'll do this here. I'll fish here. I'll do offering here. I. And we never turn the lights on.
That's good. That's good.
Never turn the lights on in the sanctuary. Someone will walk into something. Someone will get injured. Someone will get hurt because they are not going to know how to navigate through a dark room. So we are the light. We got to hold up the light.
Yes.
So that's, I guess I said all that to just say we have to be the light.
We have to be the light.
We have to be that example.
We have to.
And all this is in here because that's why I love this book, because while I'm reading it, I reflect and I get those nuggets. And it's so right. So I want, even though we're going to talk, we're going to really get into, because I have questions. I only picked two little topics because I knew we were going to go off like this.
Let's go. I'm ready.
But I want to talk about, I want you to tell these folks, and Katrice and I feel this way, there is never an off button. You are never allowed
Never.
to be off. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm going to be, no. There, in this walk, I made a decision. I don't get to choose when to be on or off. It's always on for him.
Yeah.
So I want to just hear from you on, we can't pick and choose.
Well, no, we can't. And we've heard the saying that treat folks like you want to be treated, or treat others like you want to be treated yourself. And I just find it easier. It's really too easy for us to crack on each other. We can do that really without any efforts at all. And that's why I'm cautious how folks, oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh my God, my bro, oh my sister. Shut up. Stop it. Let's just because I'm gonna tell you what happened. Just like we're connecting tonight. You let something go sideways. Oh, that's okay. He ain't got to worry about coming on this show again. We can go left real easy on people.
Real quick.
And I try to keep that anger guy, that flesh, because you're constantly fleshing with that fight, that spirit.
Constant battle. That's what I'm talking about.
I try to spend my time really just thinking well and speaking well of him. And just always share, because what I do understand, you got some folks that you are dealing with on a daily basis that are going through some real life issues.
Yes.
And I mentioned, and to kind of get back into your question, what has caused me to always do this? It was a young lady I knew that was going through domestic violence. Well, I didn't know at the time she was going through domestic violence. And I didn't know until after her husband passed. And she said, I just want to thank you, because every time I seen you at church and you played, or I heard you, or I seen you in the grocery store somewhere, you always said something nice to me. And what you don't realize is that was the piece of hope that I needed to keep me going the next day, because what folks didn't know, my husband was abusive and beating on me. Really, I would never know. Here you are in ministry. Did you hear what I said? She was in ministry.
Yeah. I know
ministry,
it's true.
but at home in misery. And a lot of times we don't know what is going on behind the Gucci glasses and what's going on. The red bottoms and the blue bottoms, and they got red bottoms because there's blood on their bottoms of the shoes. I mean, people got some stuff going on. So why would I spend my time, my day, trying to hurt you?
Yes.
Yeah.
The negative. I see that, I'll see sometimes comments on the social media, top 5 musicians, which one you want to knock off, and which one shouldn't be here, and which singer is old, which one is relevant. And I hear that and I see it all the time. I'm like, I just don't participate in it, God bless, but for me, I just find it easier just to try to help someone's day.
Yes.
Uncle used to sing a song through Tri-State, if I can help somebody.
Yes.
I pass along that my living should not be in vain. And I try to spend my day really trying to encourage, uplift, and get people charged and excited about it. I get it. We've seen many Tuesdays, but we've never seen this one before.
That's right.
I got friends that got 6 figures. I got friends that are on assistance. So I see both sides of the spectrum.
Amen.
I have friends that have had babies, and I have friends their wombs are barren and they can't have children. I've seen people where they got great corporate jobs, and I've seen people that are between jobs. So I've seen both sides. However, what I've learned is you've got to still speak well of people and try to do what you can do.
That's right.
So if you ask me what charges me, is seeing so much negative on the news, seeing how we spend and waste so much time, energy on people that are just, God bless them for whatever. But I think we need to spend more time in doing what we can do to help and build each other.
Absolutely.
I don't mind the awards. Get the awards. That's all great. Get it all.
That's what we
But
say.
We say that all the
We say
time.
the same thing,
but
but
don't forget the
yeah,
giver.
Yes.
Don't forget the giver. You
that's
know,
right.
sometimes you run into some people that are just wonderful. They're just
Yeah.
wonderful. And I'm saying that very nicely. They're just wonderful. But his name
That's
is,
right.
My Lord.
because this is, don't get it twisted. This is all seasonal. I've seen artists, doing very well, and then a few years later they
You're
asking
like,
you.
who are they? Where are they? What happened?
So I'm just saying, why you doing well? Why you doing well, and everything is up top?
Come on.
Just be very careful. Be careful. Because
Yes.
they say you're going to see those same ones coming back. So I just try to make sure that I'm the same person.
All the time.
I try to do right by everyone. I just try not to stay out of foolishness. I talked to a
Yes.
friend of mine from Haiti today, and just I try to, because I try to stay in touch. Like I'll text y'all, and I'll just reach across to people I know across the country, celebrities and all, people that I know, and I'll just reach out and they say, "Oh my God, how did you know?" I just would just let to just reach out to you. So,
Yes.
and
I
Yes.
appreciate it
try to be that
100%.
person.
We need
Well, I
them.
just want to take a second and say hi to our guests. We got some people coming in. I don't
Yes.
know who you are, Facebook user, but you could just simply, if they want to know how they can share this. CQ Green, if you just kind of like, if you're watching us live on Facebook, there should be an arrow at the bottom there where you can put your comments in, and it should allow you to share. I don't make it so you can't share it.
Yeah. Because I shared it
And
on my Facebook and, you
yes.
know,
And then my cousin, her name to me is Bona, but she's in Providence, Rhode Island. Hey,
Nice,
how are
Rhode
you?
Island.
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah.
Yeah, let's share
Um,
this. Let's get it out. Not just because I'm on here, but let's just share and get this message out.
yes,
Absolutely. That's what
yes.
it's all about.
Because you never know that one word that someone, I think Bishop Jakes talked about that. He said that the owner of TBN at the time was listening. He said he needed to hear something. He was going through a decision. And
Uh-huh.
I think Carlton Pearson sent them just something of TD Jakes from one of his events he used to have, and that was the determining factor that he needed. Paul Crouch, he needed that, and that
Okay.
was, he said, "Who's that guy that was the bald-headed black guy that was sweating and all that stuff?"
Yeah.
That was part of the launch that kind of got Bishop Jakes. I mean, from what one of the stories he told
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Right.
And I'm saying, so you never know who at this time is listening need to hear a word from God. So that's
Yes.
Amen.
why I can't get on here and play games with you. I can't do it. I'm not the one. I can't do it.
I know that's right. Katrice, what you got?
I think that's my goddaughter who's trying to get on, Julia, and so
Oh, okay.
Jermaine, text Jermaine. He'll help you get on. He's not
He
on.
said he'll inbox. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Providence, Rhode Island is there.
In the
I talked
room.
to
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
my
Yeah.
sister from High Point, North Carolina. She's like, I have my prayer called, but I'm gonna get on there as soon as I get off
I
the
think
prayer.
she's
I said,
on. I
okay.
think she's on.
Oh,
Yeah, there she is.
Oh,
Hey,
there's Denise,
Denise.
North
Yep.
Carolina.
Yep.
High Point, North Carolina got some great cookers, got some great cooking going out there.
Let
And
me
Yes.
tell you.
Yes.
yes, one of members of my father's church, her family was from High Point, and they are some cooking folks in
They
High
sure
Point, North
are.
Yes,
Carolina.
they are.
Yes,
They
Lord.
they meet at her my brother-in-law, he pastors Bethany Baptist Outreach Center in High Point. And they go to the big house, which is the main house, the family homestead,
Okay.
every Sunday. And my brother, who lives in High Point, that's how my sister ended up down there. She went down there for college and never came back home. And married the choir director, who then became a deacon, and then
Uh-oh.
got the call, and then became a pastor.
There you go.
So it's been going on
In
for
the
40
water.
something years. Yeah, like 40, 44, 45 years
Wow.
they've been together and in ministry. And she said, but not me. She can cook. Don't listen to her.
He said, "Not me."
My sister can cook, but they
New
go to
Jersey
the
said they
big
can
house
cook too.
and they throw down. But that's what I love about this forum that we have here. It's all about family. It's all about relationships and
Yes.
how we do things. And that's why I'm telling you, when I tell you that I love this book, because Gary is just so transparent in this book. And the one particular page, because we talk about honoring our parents, and the one particular story, and I love it. It's one of my favorite. Daddy, can we play catch? And it's one of those things about how our parents. My dad was a deacon, and it seems like they did everything for everybody else. They were serving everybody else, and it's like, yo, like I just wanted to go to Caldor. You know what I mean? Daddy, can you take me to Caldor?
Yeah.
Let your sister take you. But it was just that time that you wanted to spend,
Yeah.
But one of the things that I marked on this, and I want you to just you can really go in on it, because these stories are so rich. Not only to Katrice and I, we can relate from our own family stories, but they make me smile. And it's just funny how he said, I asked Dad for help, and he said, Gary, I'll help you over the weekend because I have to get to the church.
Yeah.
Being somewhat spoiled, I'm spoiled.
Yeah.
I sat on the back steps and cried loud for Mom to hear me. And she told me,
I did. Wah!
At least show him what to do so he doesn't hurt himself or cut his finger off fooling with those tools or something like that.
Yeah.
So Dad in his suit and tie grabbed the saw, cut the wood, nailed the board together so fast that he didn't even get my input. He just said, is this okay? I said, no, sir. You made the doghouse with a flat roof, and you wanted a pointy roof like on what you see on TV.
What they call an A-frame now. I know it's an A-frame, but at the time I just want whatever that pointy roof was. That's what I wanted.
And you said, as I got older, I began to understand and realize, why does it, when we get older, we realize that our parents really do love us.
Yeah,
they really wanted the best for us.
Yeah.
Dad was always teaching with illustrations. One day he handed me money and put this money in your left front pocket, then grab it with your right. I said, that's difficult. He said, exactly. He was teaching me that making money is a task. So save as much as possible. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your just, I know your dad he just poured so much into you. Yeah. We'd have to do part 2 to get into this.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
And then Dad ended up coming and staying with you.
Yeah.
I mean, those stories are just so rich to me.
Yeah. Let me back up a little bit. The broken key itself, it came from a service that I was at.
Okay.
And I were out of town. And the musician that was up, there were 3 or 4 keys broken on the keyboard: middle C, E flat, E.
I remember you told us that at the forum.
Yeah,
yes.
It was wrong, and I'm like, wow, why don't you just get these? So I didn't know, because the kids sound amazing. So when I got to play, I looked at him. I said, "Did you just break these keys?" He said, "Wow." He said, "Been like that a long time," but he had got comfortable because that was his instruments. And he had got comfortable playing it. He knew how to play around it. But when you're uncomfortable playing someone else's stuff and it's not right, it just kind of throw you off.
Right.
But I realized he had got comfortable with his own brokenness. And that's where the book came from. How a lot of times we operate wounded.
Yes.
And I lived with unforgiveness in my heart. I had lived with resentment because I felt like my father was being shared with the church.
Yes.
He was my father, but it was always someone else coming to the house for dinner. It was always, even though it's my birthday, like, okay, well, we got it. And if your birthday was on a Wednesday night or a Sunday or a Saturday, you're going to be at church, in our house.
It didn't matter.
So, at that time, it wasn't no go to the bakery to get a cake. No, my mom made a sheet cake, put a couple candles on it and brought it to the church. So your celebration was right there. But so early on during that time, because I can see it like it was yesterday, I was on the back steps of the house in North Camden, and I just got a dog, and I was sitting there playing, and I just wanted a doghouse, just a doghouse. But Dad, he had the preacher. He had to maybe go to hospital or something, and it was just one of them nights, one of them days. Like, I know he's always gone doing ministry, but that particular day, I would never forget. I'm like, oh my, I just want this doghouse, as if it was going to kill me. Your kids, you're always thinking, end of life. But I can remember Mom said, honey, they called each other honey, just show him what to do. This way he don't mess around and cut his finger off or something back there. Dad put that doghouse together so fast. I said, no, no, no. I wanted one of them that got one of them pointy roofs. Eventually he came back, when he got done church, we did finally build another doghouse together. But as I was getting older and I was starting to travel and I was going, because I had made up my mind, you know what, when I get older, I'm never going to go to church. If I have children, I'll never go to church so that way I can spend more time with my own child. This is what I was thinking.
Right.
I didn't, I couldn't put it all together. But even so, as I got older and I began to realize, okay, I understand. It's not like he's doesn't love me. It's not like he doesn't care for me. But as a kid, you selfish. You spoiled. You want it all for yourself.
Yes.
And when Dad got older, and as I've grown, have my own home, and life, family, everything's going on. But when he took sick, that was one of the not greatest times, but it was the most time that we really had a chance to really spend quality time.
Together.
And I never forget telling him, I said, Dad, I'm sorry. All these years, we didn't spend the time. We could have made up for some time. It wasn't nothing, no beef. It wasn't nothing bad. I just got older and said, well, I'll see him. I'll see him when I see him. I'll see him as if Dad is going, because I never thought Dad would die. And even
that's how I felt about my dad. He was supposed to live forever.
Yeah.
I just feel like they were Superman,
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Always.
My dad could do anything.
Yes. I never thought I never thought I would be living without my parents.
Yes.
Yep.
And so when I see people go left on their parents, sometimes I almost want you think I'm always nice. Sometimes you want to see me snap.
I go in.
If you want to see someone go off on their parents, it just bothers me.
Yeah.
But when he started to live with me and have breakfast every day, and he was fine. But then you could start seeing him the diminish when he would ask me, who are these people in all this in these pictures? And who's all these people in the picture with me? I said, Dad, that's us. That's your kids. It's 5 of us. He said, I'm sorry, man. I don't have no kids. I don't have no children. I said, no, Dad. You do. You have 5 children. He said, I'm sorry. Someone told you wrong. And he was so mild mannered. He was never. I understand that some people, when they go into dementia and Alzheimer's, that they can be nasty. It was always calm.
Yes.
But one thing about with the dementia, he never forgot to pray.
Yeah.
He never forget God.
Oh, every morning before he did anything, even when I had an aide to come in to help him start his day, when she got to his room, the first thing he did, as soon as she would touch him and say, good morning, Bishop, it's time to get up. He was, oh, good morning. And he would roll over right onto the floor and do his morning prayer.
Yes.
So those things he had never stopped. And I just think he was such an honorable. I've met many, but I am yet to find anyone that I can compare.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and I'm grateful. I have 2 great brothers and brother-in-laws. But my dad, it's just something about, and even when we funeralized him, it still did not feel. Even when we was preparing for the service, it did not. It still don't. It just don't. It just still don't feel like Dad is gone.
They carry this is what I believe. I believe that when you're called of God and when you are put here for that purpose and you begin to walk that purpose out, there's this spirit about you. Because I still feel my dad, what I mean? I still feel him, especially when I'm playing the keys, because I never thought I would ever do that again. There was a block, and I can literally feel me playing like him, what I mean? And I like channeling his spirit, and I know, and not in a spooky way, in a way that their spirit was so connected to God, and the closer I get to God, the more I feel them, the more I understand that spirit that they carried when they were here amongst us, and the things that they left with us. It's like it is a real realm. It is spirituality is real. People are so focused on what they see in right in front of them.
Right.
They don't understand that there is stuff out there happening that we cannot see. We cannot lay our hands on it, but it is real. It is really real. And I
tell you this, I cherished the moment, and I'm grateful that I did get a chance to record with my father.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
and he did. We redid Life Now. I still have joy.
Okay.
I still have joy. Out of all the things I've been through, I still have joy,
Oh,
and I'm so grateful. I had that captured. Um, is on a project because I recorded the church. I recorded the church, and we were able to capture that. I never got a chance to really do much. I did find something old with my mother
uh-huh.
because they were very musical. Both of them play. My father.
Hmm.
That's how my father met my mom.
Okay.
Christian Christmas party. My mom was playing the piano, and my dad's 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", tall, pretty hair, and he walks over to my mother, a little short, and he says, "Hey, how you doing?" She said, "Oh, I don't know this song." He says, "Why? That's my favorite song. I can play that song." And then that's how they met, and they were together. I want to say maybe 50, 60 years.
Oh, God bless. That
Yeah.
is amazing.
So I'm grateful for the relationship uh,
Yes.
because again, like I said earlier, I have friends. They have horrible stories about their fathers.
Oh,
Hmm.
You know, so I'm not quick to judge. And say, oh man, you can't say that about him. You can't say. I don't do that because I don't know what went on.
Yes.
yeah.
But what I've tried to do all those years that I had my parents is as I got older. Because when I was younger, I didn't want to share them with nobody. But as I got older, I began to want to share them because I realized some people did not. They didn't have that fortune to have
Yes.
that type of
I,
parent.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Because I think one of the reasons why I haven't finished my book is because when I get to the emotional parts, I just can't get
Yeah,
past that. So, um, tell us how, because I know it had to be some emotional times where you just wanted to put the pencil down and stop writing, and I can't say this, or I don't want to deal with that, or things come over you,
yeah,
when you're right,
Yeah.
especially when you're writing about your life.
yeah.
So how did you work through those moments when you're writing the book?
It was a bittersweet for me. When I talk about mom, can I thread your needle? Thread the needle.
Hmm.
Um, as she was getting older, and mom was suffering with pancreatic cancer.
Mm.
She was a seamstress as well, and she used to sew for at that time Sears and some of the different stores. She was contract to do a lot
Hmm.
of things for those companies. Uh,
Wow.
but when I would be down the street playing football, we out there playing, at that time, that's what we did. We played football, we played baseball, we out in the street playing ball. And I never forget, she would call, mom only have to call you once.
Right.
That's
So you
right.
act like you can't hear. Trust me, you're going to wish you had not did that. And I would hear, Gary, she wouldn't say it loud, but it just penetrates through all the noise.
All the noise.
What does she want? I'm out here playing, your kids. And she said, call you again. You better yo, mom calling, you better get back, you better see what's going on. So I go down the street, she's like, can you thread my needle? And I'm like, oh, but you can't see, in my head. She of course I didn't say that to her.
I
You
hope
thread the
not.
needle, and no. So you thread the needle, and I think while I was writing, that's when all that became, it just started to open up to me. The times because my mother baked and she cooked, and I just remember her, baking cakes, and I would take the bowl and just take my finger, just eat the batter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All those things, and how she would just, we didn't have a lot, but she would cut up a watermelon, and she just knew how to just make every meal feast festive. So when you see my post about foods that I'm cooking and stuff
Yeah.
I'm putting out there, that's nothing I'm pretending. That's just what I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Presentation. Beautiful.
And it was it was big. Presentation was big for me. I don't mind you inviting me over, but the presentation got to be right.
Yeah.
That has to be, Linux. But at least, don't just hand me, here's something to drink. Keep it. But it was just something growing up watching the relationship I had with mom. I was just grateful. And one thing she said that I will never forget. She said, before you leave out of here, you're gonna know how to do more than make money and make babies.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
She said, a woman is gonna need more than that from you.
right.
You need to know how to be there for her, and I just think I'm just grateful for all the things that mom and dad put in me, as a child. I'm really grateful. I still hear their voice, so when I read it, it just definitely takes me right back into
Yeah.
sitting there with mom,
Yeah.
you know And mom was a singer. She would say, if you can take it, you can make it.
Uh-huh.
Saints, because my mother, she was the worship leader at church, and she would say, Saints, if you're gonna worry, don't pray. But if you're gonna pray, don't worry.
Don't worry.
It was just something. And then dad at the end of the service would always end the service with life now is sweet. And my
And my
joy
joy is complete.
before I'm saved. It was just something about their realness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You knew it wasn't a camera ready, it wasn't entertainment for them. They
Yes.
genuinely loved God. And they
Yeah.
really wanted to make sure that my brother and I were talking about it yesterday. They wanted to make sure that we understood it starts with God
And it ends.
and it ends with God. And I'm about to get teary-eyed.
God all day long. Yes.
To make sure, because we were talking. Sometimes you think your life could have gone in another path or another direction, and maybe if mom had done this or dad had done this, I could be doing this, or I should have done. Oh, yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful for what they've done. So what I've tried to do, even as a parent, even with all that, my career, because I seen myself, getting so busy that I didn't have a lot of time for my daughter. I was gone, traveling, always gone. And then I called myself saying, well, I'll take her with me. So then I just started taking Destiny everywhere I went, everywhere, when I was
My
traveling.
kids were like that.
Yeah, when I had to go to Australia, I said, you know what? I'll take you. Why don't you go to Australia with me? Taking LA, I was just traveling, taking her with us. And I just realized that at that point, you've got to understand, you got to be the father that God has placed in you to be. You cannot be that, but I'm just grateful for both of my parents. I honor them. Even now they're gone. And but I honor them. They were amazing parents. I'm grateful. Okay. I went a little long on that. Sorry.
That's okay.
No,
When I
good.
read this, one of the things, and that's why I say we've all experienced this, but what other people are looking for is balance today.
Yeah.
And what do you say about balance? What do
like? Good. That's good.
Okay.
I wasn't allowed. I was a cheerleader, and I was on the, we had the turkey bowl on Sunday. I never got to cheer for the turkey bowl.
No.
But I was at all my cheerleading practices during the week. There was all those different things because that was a no. You're going to church on Sunday.
Right.
You're going to Sunday school, you go to church.
I think what I've learned, what I'm learning, I'm still learning. I keep saying I've learned. No, what I'm learning,
we're all.
It's a daily process. I don't subscribe to a balanced life. I subscribe to being what I need to be of that moment, of that day.
Good. So there you go.
There are days Destiny needs, Destiny, let me talk to you. God has said this. Yeah, she needs that. But then there's moments she needs to hear, no. Negro, did you hear what I just said? This is what you do. So you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them, as Kenny Rogers said.
I agree.
So what I'm learning as a parent, there are days where just the music is off. There's no music. We're sitting there. I'm watching a movie with her that I don't want to watch. We're watching stuff I don't want to watch. Some of that stuff on. I'm like, oh, but you sitting there. We got the popcorn, and I'll grab a handful, maybe toss some over at it. And so I'm learning that. I'm learning to be dad to her.
Yes. She needs to see that side.
Yeah, she don't always need the music producer guy. She needs dad. There are times like now she is like, Dad, this is what's going on in the career. I mean, she's now musically driven. But so there's some times where we're like getting away from everything and we'll go back to mentally when she was young. And I said, let's just go through a drive-through, get something at a fast food. I won't promote any of them on your show, but we'll go through one of the fast food places, or we'll just do something just fun, just something different. And I'm learning that, unfortunately, you just can't say, well, Mondays we'll do this and Tuesday we'll do this and Saturdays, because my life is not like that.
Yes.
There are times, I'm gone. Like when we have our Power of God, I'm gone, 17 hours of the day. I'm gone 6 or 7 days at a time. Or when I'm on the road, I'm gone, or like sometimes studio sessions, I'm in there to 3 or 4 in the morning. because I'm doing some projects now. So a lot of times I don't have the time, so I can't say this is going to be this and it's a balance. But what I will say is, when I am home, be home.
Yes.
When I am with you, phone goes away, no text, nothing. Spend that time. We're going bowling, let's do it. We're going to shoot pool, let's do it.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, my sister said, live in the moment.
Denise,
and be present. Be present.
Yeah, let's do that. So, and that's what I'm learning in parenting, because you're not going to always be popular. And I'll tell people, I'm not looking to be her friend. I'm her father first.
That's right. I say that all the time.
And I tell her, before I was your father, I'm a man.
That's right.
So these slick jokers that always got the quick lines and always,
slick,
these DMs and preach, all kind of guys. Trust me, dude, I'm coming at you. You're not going to come to my kid.
Tell him.
Because what you don't want God on you.
Mm-mm.
We can, I'm telling you, touch not my anointing. And what I'm saying, I done spent too much time. I gave up too much, sacrificed too much. Just let some joker walk up in here and take my child about this house. Ain't gonna happen.
Right.
I don't want God.
Yes.
That's right.
It didn't cost me too much. I know I went off the railroad a little bit, but I gave up too much. You sacrificed and worked too hard.
It's all relevant.
I said, you look what God is doing. Why would he, after all that you've given up and said, why would he give you trash?
That's right. That's right.
Trash. No.
God doesn't do that.
No. So the balance thing, I don't have a balance. I just have of the moment. If she calls me, I want to be there. If I can't be there, and here's another thing I'm learning. That which I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I connect with people that do know to ensure
you have resources.
It's the right information that she needs. If that makes any sense. A lot of
guys, I understand that.
No, if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, my dad used to tell us all the time, if you're surrounded with people who don't know as much or more than you, then you'll never grow. Like your circle should be like, people who can pour into you, like y'all can share information. You hanging around with all of these people who don't know nothing, you're never going to go anywhere.
No, you will not grow.
Yeah, that was my dad's thing.
And I never wanted to be around people like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you'll be hanging around swollen people.
Yeah.
Not growing people, swollen people.
Swollen.
Yep.
I mean that. I got my income tax swollen. I got, I found $20 swollen. I lost some money and didn't pay nothing.
That's good. That's good.
Swollen people.
Yes.
No. People that just, create all this debt and just disappear from it.
Yeah.
No. You want to be around someone that's going to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
You want to be around somebody going to say, hey, how's your credit score? How you really doing? You know what I mean?
Yes.
You want to be around people to hold you accountable.
Yes.
That's the season that I'm in. And these are the people that I really try to
absolutely
connect my daughter with, to make sure that she's around people that outside of me that are preaching, teaching the same concept, to make sure, because I'm going to tell you, it's a village.
Amen.
Helping us to raise our children. And they're grown.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not people say, well, your child's grown. Well, yeah, they are grown. But you cannot just turn a deaf ear to them.
Yeah, they always going to
say that all the time. Oh, man, my son's grown. I let him do his own thing. Okay, but then I say this: if you raise your children, you'll enjoy spoiling your grands. But if you spoil your children, you're gonna end up raising your grands.
That's so true. That's true.
That's the truth. We've seen it time and time again.
Yes.
And I've been guilty, yes, that's his spoil. But and I'm learning as I'm getting older.
It's a good spoil.
Good spoil, it's one thing, because people say, oh, because I tell it all the time. I said, when someone comes to you with that foolishness, oh, you're so sheltered. Oh, they're over, but no, just tell them, no, you're covered.
Yeah.
That's right.
The difference between sheltered and covered.
That's right.
Covered with love.
That's good, Gary. That's good.
when you are in my absence, I want folks to respect the oil on your life.
That's right.
Say, whoa, that's Bishop Diggs' granddaughter.
Yes.
That's the bishop's granddaughter. That's
Yes.
I want them to respect you.
That's right.
I said, so you're not, sheltered or, no, you are covered. You are covered with love. And I think
Amen.
more of that, don't just throw these kids out there, because trust me, there is someone out there that will, like, if you don't want to talk to your kid, there's someone out there that will.
That
That's
will.
right.
And fill their head with stuff.
So all that stuff about, well, I ain't talking to him today. I ain't feeling you today. Okay. Go ahead back to your room. Go back to your world. Go in there with your boo and not talk to your child. There's somebody that will love to talk to your kid.
Talk to your child.
That's right.
So,
That's
well,
right.
I can't wait for you to write your parenting book.
Oh, wow.
Because a father, a father and a
father's
daughter,
perspective is so different than a mother's.
Yeah,
and a girl,
Yeah.
raising raising a daughter, so different because it does impact. I always wanted somebody that was like my dad.
Yeah.
My dad cared for us. My dad loved us. He worked hard to take care of his family.
Yeah.
That was his responsibility. He was accountable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He believed in us having purpose. He told us we could do anything we wanted to be, where they weren't telling women that they could do whatever they wanted to do and be whatever they wanted to be, and told us we had to prepare ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a lot of men aren't doing that with their daughters. My dad wasn't sending me off to college to find a husband.
No.
He was sending me off to college to get an education. To be that independent woman.
Yeah.
That whoever I added to my life would be an addition.
Yeah.
Not somebody I was going to take care of. He's going to be a plus.
No, right. You working all day and he's sitting at home. No. And you got great credit score. And he got about 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 22 kids and stuff. Nah, they ain't coming in my house. No. But I'm gonna tell y'all something funny about that, about Destiny. She was I think she was in high school and she had been saving her money and coming up, Father's Day was coming up. She said, Dad, I want to take you out for lunch. And I said, okay. Where you want to go? How about Olive Garden? I said, let's go to Olive Garden. And we get to Olive Garden. And here I was on my phone, which a phone call, I don't care if you're doing contracts or whatever. Some of that can really wait.
Mm-hmm.
At that time of job. So during that, I said, she said, I'm going to order for both of us. I said, okay, I'll let her handle all that. So we're in a restaurant. So I get off the phone. So we sitting there. So when they brought out food, it was a small portion. I didn't pay it no mind. So dinner is over and we sitting there. I said, Des, you got enough? Dad, I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to pay for it. So she goes in there, and I get teary-eyed because, she just gets me like that. So she pays for the food. And I tell the waiter, he said, was everything fine? I said, I do have a question. I said, these portion size, I'm going to tell you, I'm a little disappointed. I said, they were very small. I'm not sure what's going on. But I've never seen the portion size so small. He says, no. He said, your daughter here, she ordered one entree. And asked us to split it in the back and put up on both. That was so priceless.
Yes.
I would never thought to do that, but she wanted to make sure that she had enough
money
to cover
pay for it, so you didn't have to pay.
And and here today, she'll take me to the restaurant and say, order what you want. So I'm grateful to see how the stages that she's going into in her life. And I'm just grateful, she just launched a new podcast. And I mean, it's just doing well. She's and I'll be in another room, and all of a sudden I hear the likes of Darius Brooks call it, William Murphy. She's on the phone laughing with him, and I'm listening to I don't want to go dropping names, and I'll I'll be in the other room hearing her.
That's good.
Phone, interviewing people for the radio, and I'm like, wow, unbelievable to see how she, the baton is going.
Yeah.
The kid I took around and how she met, the Marvin Winans, and then all the different gospel artists that I've known over the years, and
Yeah.
and now to see her now doing this, it's like, what a reward! What a reward!
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm really so grateful she launched her podcast. I really don't know much about it. I'm not gonna lie, act like I know all the ins and outs to how it works. But anyway, that's what, look her up. You'll see it. But I'm grateful to just see how God has his hands on her life. And
Yes.
even as we was talking earlier, it just feels good to even walk past her room and hear her speaking in tongue, hear her going, hear her doing her worship. It's just a blessing. So I'm grateful.
Yeah, she's
Well,
very comfortable in that position. I did get to see, thank you for going live because I wanted to go and my schedule was crazy. She did the interview with Ernest Pugh for his listening event. And
yeah,
she's just so,
she's a natural.
she is a natural. It's just, she just acts like she's home in the living room, just having a conversation.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Yeah, she's really putting the time in. I'm like I said again, I'm grateful. I know we're supposed to be talking about the broken key, but all of this,
We had good
This is
conversation
it.
about
all
it.
of this is just based off of what I live daily,
Yes.
and it's just I'm very transparent about who I am, what I'm in Bible study every Wednesday. I am on that organ every Sunday morning. I'm just I'm in church, and I just love God. I really do.
Yes.
Love the people of God, and I'm just grateful for this season of my life.
Well, we're grateful to have you back, and
Yes.
once you get the flyer for your school program, make sure you send it or post it on the page or tag us, whatever, so we could
We'll
share it
continue
and
to
all of those
announce it.
kind of things, and take clips and send us photos or whatever you want to do to promote it, because I believe that is an awesome ministry what you're doing. I have always had a burden for youth and work with them, children's choirs, youth, all of those types of things. And so it is much needed. It is much needed. They need to learn how to cover themselves in prayer, to know how important it is to have a real relationship with God. And once you get out that house, you can't depend on your parents' prayers. You got to be able to get one in yourself.
You better know how to call them.
That's right. There are going to be times when mama's prayer can't carry you no more. You have to do it on your own. And so that's very important, and it's going to make a difference, because we are looking at and then I know we got to go. I know we're way over, you guys, but we are looking at a generation who is dealing, like you said earlier, dealing with things that we never even thought we would have to deal with, at their ages. And they need to be prepared. They are the revival. They are it. They are the revival. They are the army,
But if I can say this, if the key of it is to never lose his identity.
That's right.
And I say that 2 Sundays ago, and I'm making it quick because I know we're over time. I couldn't find my wallet Sunday morning. I could not. I looked. I don't know what. I'm like, where's my wallet? Where's my wallet? Where's my wallet? And I knew I had to leave because I had to get to church. I said, let me look all over. Looking, and the wallet was inside my pocket. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Wow.
But I had my wallet. But all I was thinking about is, okay, canceling credit cards. That's easy. But I'm thinking about going to DMV, and you got to show all these points and all this to try to get the piece I didn't want to deal with. And I thought about how hard it is to recover your identity.
Yeah.
And that's the point that I'm leaving on tonight, is that, don't lose the identity, because recovering that is not an easy process.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. If we continue to represent our King of Kings, our Lord of Lords.
Yes, God.
Go get everything you want. Get the Maybach Bentley. Get 5 of them. Get everything. Get everything you want. I'm not talking against prosperity. Please, I love those things. Get everything you want, but under no circumstance, don't lose the identity of Christ.
Yeah, that's
the true and the living Savior. Blood washed, born again. So make sure out of all that we get, do not lose the identity.
That's good. Yeah.
Sing, play, travel the world. Put out 9 projects a year. I don't care. Do it all. Enjoy all of this wonderful things that God has blessed us with, but don't lose the identity.
Identity.
That's good. Well, we thank you guys for tuning in. I know we're a little bit over, but this conversation was really good and much
So
needed.
good.
Please share the information you heard tonight, and keep a lookout for T.H.S.A Records. We got some major stuff coming up. We absolutely need your support, but we are excited about Raise Your Mic. Raise Your Mic is a independent artist competition we're going to launch. We're launching it July, the beginning of July, and it's for independent artists only. And we are calling it a challenge because I don't believe you can compete with the gift that God has given you.
Yes.
We want you to challenge yourself. And so you'll be hearing more about that, and some of the other things. We'll be posting Gary's information. We'll be posting information about things that we have coming up. But we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you joining in the conversation. But
Yes.
most of all, we appreciate your prayers, and we appreciate you sharing what we do with your platform, because I guarantee you somebody needs to know that there's going to be an event in Camden or Virginia where their
Yes.
child can go and
Yes.
they can learn how to cover themselves and really, really, really be taught what it means to have a relationship with God. These are authentic, genuine people. We love God.
Yes.
We love him, and we are for God.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
God person. God things just give
Yeah.
it to me
Yeah.
all the time. We're not, it's no fakeness here. The interview questions are not scripted or whatever. We don't even send them out. We allow the people to come on and share their hearts with you. So we encourage you to share this information with your platform so that the word of God can go forth, and it can go forth in a real and authentic way. What
Yes.
you see here is what you get. You can run into Mr. Gary Diggs anywhere, in the street, in the store. He's going to be
He's
the
the
same
same. I
person
love it.
every single time. And I, the same with Elaine, and
Yes.
the same with myself. So, it's like this is who we are, and we're just walking in what God has called us to do. And so we just thank you, and we thank you for tuning in. And we'll let you know we don't have anything else coming up, because we actually were going to be off the month of June, but we had to get this one in.
Yes.
We're going to the conference at the end of the month. We'll be in Florida with Professor Craig Hayes. Next week I'm in
My brother.
Connecticut with the New England Prophetic Conference, and so we got a lot going on this month. So we won't be doing another interview, but we will be back in July with some other people and some other very well, how do I want to put it, people who love the Lord, and they are
Yep.
real and authentic. And those are the people that we seem to attract, and I love every
Yes.
minute of it,
I
because
know.
we want the truth, pure and unadulterated. This is
Yep.
it, and this is how we doing it.
And we probably will have uh Bishop Gary Diggs.
Yeah, right. Call it out. Call it out.
We'll have him back at some point because we can never
Get
finish our
enough.
Yeah, we got so
conversation.
much to
Never.
talk about. We got
Yes,
so
we
much to talk
do.
about.
Oh, he is
We're
full
gonna
of
make him
so
a
much
co-host. We're
wisdom.
gonna make him a co-host.
We got to talk about raise the mic on the next one. I like that thing. Raise the mic.
Oh,
Raise the mic. Yeah, my son Jermaine came up with that, and
I
so
love
we're
yes,
that.
gonna do
Raise the
something
mic.
with that,
yes,
and we're gonna get some stuff going so we can get the independent artists out there and get them
yeah.
some exposure,
Great.
get them
Exposure, visibility.
contracts, help
Yes,
them record their
Yeah.
songs. Has to be original music,
Yeah.
yes,
and stuff like that. So get them some distribution and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, we're excited about that.
I'm
Yeah.
excited for you. I'm really
Yeah,
happy.
thank you. Thank you. All right, everybody. We love you guys. May the grace of peace and God's covering go with you and your families. Remember to be the solution to somebody's problem
Wow.
every day that God allows you to wake up, because that is why we're here. You're not here just for you. You're here for someone else. And so
yes,
always look for opportunities to be the solution to somebody's problem. I
yes.
guarantee you will never regret it. We love
Amen.
you, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
Good
Night.
night.